Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nuryasmin Adani Binti Amiruddin. My matrix number 2025166617. I would like to present about the intricacies of Islamic ceramic within Islamic aesthetic. Introduction. Islamic ceramic represent of one of the most treasured artistic legacies of Ottoman Islamic civilization, produced in the town of Iznik, Turkey between the 15th and 17th centuries. The ceramics are renowned of their use white quartz, fretware, lead tin, glaze, and vibrant underglaze decoration in cobalt blue, turquoise, green, and bold red. Beyond their visual beauty, their ceramic serve as a visual medium for expressing Islamic aesthetic principles such as tajweed, the unity of God, harmony, and the divine order of creation. The primary aim of Islamic ceramic was not merely to decorate, but to exchange the spiritual atmosphere of Islamic architecture, particularly in mosque and palace. Each motif, whether arabesque, sans leaf, or quatch fleur, tulips, carnations, rose, hassix, was not simply ornamental but symbolic of eternity life and divine beauty. The close collaboration between court artists and Islamic craftsmen made the ceramic as unique form of art that combine high technique, mystery with profound spiritual meaning. This highlight the key finding from my research on Islamic ceramic within the context of Islamic aesthetic, focused on composition, motif, symmetry, and formal characteristic. Firstly, the composition of Islamic ceramic was highly innovative. Artisans used a quartz-based fretware mixture which create a smooth white surface, perfect for vibrant painting and symbolic of spiritual purity. After applying mineral pigment like cobalt blue and bold red, a transparent glaze sealed the color, resulting in the bright, glossy finish. Next, the motifs were rich in Islamic symbolism. Floral elements like the tulip, rose, carnation, and hyacinth represent ideals such as divine love, unity, and eternity. Other motifs like sans leaf, arabesque, and geometric form express spiritually motion and infinite nature and creation. Symmetry was the key feature, with radial and mirror symmetry used to reflect divine order like balance. This creates a calming, contemplative visual rhythm essential to Islamic art. Lastly, the formal characteristics include vibrant color, full surface decorative, and design adapted to specific form like lead and tiles. The element make Islamic ceramic both function and spiritually meaningful, especially in religion and royal space. I would like to explain specifically how I started my poster entitled The Intricacies of Islamic Ceramic Composition within Islamic Aesthetic. In this part, I will show and explain several key design aspects of my poster, including layout, diagram choice, the use of overlays, and how the information is organized according to the theme. When poster layout, I use a structured modular layout designed in a symmetrical grid inspired by the arrangement of Islamic ceramic tiles in Islamic architecture. The poster is divided into several main sections: introduction and origin of Islamic ceramic, production technique, motif in Islamic ceramic, color theory in Islamic aesthetic. Formal element and functional use. Each section is arranged from top to the bottom, balanced on the left and right, so that the reader can follow the flow of information logically and clearly. For example, I place motif in Islamic ceramic right after the production section because it naturally follow the technique discussion with aesthetic explanation. This layout was designed to reflect the Islamic value of balance, mizan, and divine unity, tawhid. Number 2, diagram choice. I deliberately avoid using large a literal image. Instead, I use icon and small symbol to represent each key motif or concept. Example, I use right for principle of oniconism. I use leaf for the floral motif like tulips and rose. I use round for geometry element, and I use unity for arabesque pattern. I also include a color chart that illustration the relationship between colors such as cobalt blue, bold red, emerald green, their visual role and their symbolic meaning in Islamic aesthetic. For example, the chart explains that cobalt blue symbolizes the sky and knowledge, while bold red represents divine love and spiritual energy. This diagram choice aims to support symbolic understanding in line with the conceptual and spiritual approach of Islamic art. Number 3, overlays and layered presentation. I apply visual overlays such as section header with icon, color and bold text for key terms, highlight box to emphasize main point. The information is presented in layers, allowing the viewer to understand from basic to deeper level. For instance, I explain floral motif first, followed by geometry pattern, and finally Rumi and Sas leaf motif, because each represents an increasing level of symbolic complexity. This method follows the principle of tadabbur or deep reflection, which aligns with the Islamic art philosophy. The beauty lies not just in form but in layered meaning. Number 4, information organization. The content is arranged in a logical and thematic flow. Physical technique and production, symbolic and aesthetic element, motif and color, formal structure and spiritual function. For example, in the symmetry and balance section, I explain how pattern like tessellation and radial symmetry reflect cosmic order and divine perfection, a direct visual expression of tawhid. This structure help guide to reader from external form zahir to inner meaning batin, from technique fact to spiritual insight, in line with the meaning of interstices in my project's title. I'd like to briefly explain how my visual choice, color I use, authentic Islamic color like cobalt blue, emerald green, bold red, and white, not just for aesthetic, but because each color has deep meaning, like blue, divine knowledge, green, paradise, red, spiritual energy, white, purity. This color were applied to heading and highlight to encode how Islamic artists use color to create sacred ambience, especially in mosque. Typography. I close a clean, formal font to reflect order and clarity, case value in Islamic design. Key terms like aniconism and tawhid, and bold following the idea that words themselves carry spiritual weight, similar to Islamic calligraphy. Composition. Instead of just arranging content for function, I designed the layout to reflect unity and repetition like Islamic style. Each section guide the viewer for physical technique to spiritual meaning. That's a Islamic art, move from outer beauty to inner reflection. Conclusion. Through the process of designing this poster, I gained a deeper understanding of how Islamic ceramic represent both technique mastery and spiritual depth within Islamic art. One of main challenge I faced was translating complex symbolic meanings such as the concept of tawhid and the spiritual use of color and geometry into a clear structured visual format. This composition reflects not only formal harmony and balance but also conveys spiritual principles like unity, contemplation, and divine order. Ultimately, the project revealed how visual art in Islamic tradition served not just a decoration but as a medium for reflection and connection between the material and the metaphysical.